earlier this week, which confirmed that no additional injuries or damage were discovered. That's good. Clark will continue working with the medical team on her recovery and rehabilitation, with the priority on her long term health and well being. There is no timetable available for her return. So, Front Office Sports just dropped this article out. The Indiana Fever announced positive news about Caitlin Clark on Thursday. The Star Guard underwent.
The Indiana Fever organization has released an updated medical assessment regarding Caitlin Clark's ongoing injury concerns, providing both reassuring and concerning information about her availability for the remainder of the season. The announcement addresses speculation about her potential return timeline while maintaining uncertainty about her immediate future. Recent medical evaluations conducted earlier this week confirmed positive developments in Clark's condition. The comprehensive examinations revealed no additional injuries or structural damage beyond the original diagnosis, providing relief to the organization and fans. This finding represents encouraging news amid growing concerns about the severity of her condition. Clark will continue collaborating with the medical staff on her recovery and rehabilitation program, with organizational priority focused on her long-term health and well-being, rather than immediate return to competition.
About Caitlin Clark on Thursday. The Star Guard underwent medical evaluations earlier this week, blah, blah, blah. Clark's recent right groin injury, which she sustained on July 15th in a game against the Connecticut Sun, is the third different injury that caused her to miss time this season. She's missed 5 games on 2 separate occasions, first due to a left quad strain and then because of a left groin injury. However, the Fever announced no timetable for her return, who is
The team has explicitly stated that no timetable exists for her return, indicating a cautious approach to her recovery process. The current right groin injury, sustained during the July 15th contest against the Connecticut Sun, represents the third different injury that has caused Clark to miss playing time this season. Her injury history includes previous absences due to a left quadriceps strain and a separate left groin injury, demonstrating a pattern of physical challenges throughout the campaign. Statistical analysis reveals the significant impact of Clark's absences on team performance. She has missed 11 of 24 games this season across multiple injury incidents, including 5 games on 2 separate occasions. The team's record without Clark stands at 4 missed 7, highlighting her importance to organizational success.
Announced no timetable for her return, she's missed 11 of 24 games this season. Wow. The team's statement said they will prioritize her long-term health. Clark's absence is a blow to the Fever's playoff hopes. At 12-12, Indiana holds a 1-game lead over the 9th seed Golden State Valkyries. However, the Fever are 4-7 without Caitlin Clark in the lineup. Her absence is a tough break for the Chicago Sky and Dallas Wings.
The timing of these injuries creates substantial complications for Indiana's playoff aspirations. Currently positioned at 12, the Fever maintains only a 1-game lead over the 9th-seeded Golden State Valkyries. Clark's continued absence threatens their postseason positioning and could ultimately determine their playoff qualification. Multiple organizations face significant financial implications due to Clark's unavailability. The Chicago Sky and Dallas Wings both relocated upcoming games against Indiana to larger venues specifically to accommodate increased fan interest in seeing Clark perform.
Sky and Dallas Wings, both of whom have home games against the Fever coming up that were moved to larger arenas to accommodate fans hoping to catch Clark in action. Chicago moved its game to the United Center, the home of the Bulls and NHL's Blackhawks, while the Wings moved to American Airlines Center, the home of the Mavericks and the Dallas Stars. Here are the scheduled games. July 27th, August 1.
Chicago moved their contest to the United Center, while Dallas shifted to the American Airlines Center. Both relocated games were scheduled for July 27th and August 1st, representing premium matchups that organizations expected to generate substantial revenue. These represent the second games moved to larger capacities this season, with Clark having missed the initial contests in both cities due to injury complications. Previous relocated games still achieved sellout status despite Clark's absence, though ticket pricing strategies required significant adjustments to maintain attendance levels. The financial impact extends beyond individual game revenue to broader marketing and promotional investments built around her participation.
It's the second game of the 2025 WNBA season. The Chicago and Dallas moved to bigger arenas. Clark missed the first game in both cities due to injury. Both teams still sold out those games, though the ticket prices were negatively affected by the Stars' guards. In other words, yeah, they might end up selling out these games, although I wonder, but the ticket prices will plummet.
One additional game remains scheduled for a larger venue this season, with the Washington Mystics hosting Indiana on September 7th at CFG Bank Arena. This contest occurs 6 weeks from the current date and represents Indiana's second-to-last regular season game. Clark also missed the previous meeting between these teams at the same venue on May 28th. Television networks face substantial audience impact due to Clark's absence. Sunday's upcoming game against Chicago will broadcast on ABC, featuring teams that participated in the 3 most watched WNBA regular season contests since Clark and Angel Reese entered the league.
But the ticket prices will plummet in order to get it done, if it happens. There's only one more Fever game remaining this season moved to an arena with larger capacity than the home's team's usual location. The Washington Mystics host the Fever on September 7th at CFG Bank Arena. The game is in 6 weeks and is Indiana's second to last game of the season. The two teams played at the same venue May 20th.
Friday's matchup against Dallas will air on ION, with the network having recorded 1.5 million viewers for Indiana's previous game against Atlanta. Recent viewership data demonstrates Clark's significant impact on league ratings. The All-Star Game experienced a decrease of 1.25 million viewers compared to previous events when Clark participated actively. This reduction illustrates the substantial audience interest specifically tied to her performances rather than general league enthusiasm. Fan sentiment regarding Clark's recovery appears divided between immediate return desires and long-term health prioritization.
Teams played at the same venue May 28th. Clark also missed that contest due to injury. The Mystics still announced a sellout crowd of 11,183. Clark's injury is a blow to the networks as it proves she's the league's biggest ratings draw. Sunday's game against the Sky will air on ABC. The two teams that faced off in the 3 most watched WNBA regular season games since Clark and Angel Reese were drafted.
Many supporters advocate for extended rest periods to ensure complete recovery, while others express concern about the impact on current season playoff possibilities. The coaching situation adds complexity to Clark's recovery timeline and team dynamics. Questions persist about Stephanie White's long-term tenure with the organization, with speculation about her comfort level managing the intense attention and criticism associated with coaching Clark. Some analysts suggest that White may consider resignation following the season due to the unexpected pressure and scrutiny accompanying her role. The coaching position with Clark involves daily media attention and analysis that differs significantly from previous WNBA coaching experiences.
Next Friday's game against the Wings will air on ION. The Fever's game against the Atlanta Dream on July 11th was the most watched game on the network this season at 1.5 million viewers. So really, they're talking about potential business aspects, how this is going to affect things. We know how, the ratings aren't going to be as high. We just saw that. We just saw what that looked like to the All-Star.
Team chemistry and player safety concerns factor into recovery decisions. Clark faces increased physical targeting from opponents, creating additional risk factors that influence medical and coaching staff decisions about her return timeline. Certain matchups present higher injury risks due to opponent playing styles and competitive intensity. The organization's approach prioritizes Clark's long-term career health over immediate competitive gains. This philosophy reflects understanding that her value extends beyond the current season and requires protection of her long-term playing ability and physical well-being.
To Caitlin Clark. Said it's been 1 year and Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark didn't gel well together. I just quote tweeted the original tweet and was like, did the second half of last season just not happen? Like, did we not remember post-Olympics where Caitlin Clark, this is the thing, they were putting up silly numbers. The two of them together, they were putting up absolutely silly numbers. And it was all from what they were doing together. 25.
Playoff qualification becomes increasingly challenging without Clark's contributions. The team lacks sufficient depth and alternative leadership to maintain competitive performance during her extended absence. Current standings suggest that missing the playoffs remains a realistic possibility without her return. Financial implications extend throughout the league ecosystem, affecting not only Indiana but also opponent organizations, television partners, and venue operators. Clark's absence creates ripple effects across multiple revenue streams and marketing initiatives built around her participation.
What they were doing together. 25, 5, and 9 assists for Caitlin on nearly 50, 40, 90. Kelsey Mitchell since the break, 27, 4 3-pointers made, and 52, 47, 92 splits. And this was through 7 games. So it's a big enough sample size. This is a big enough sample size. Both Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark, as far as I'm aware, set career highs in that spell as well. Like, they combined for 66 points against the Dallas Wings.
The recovery timeline remains deliberately vague, allowing medical staff flexibility in determining appropriate return conditions. This approach prioritizes health over external pressure while maintaining hope for potential return during crucial late-season contests. Long-term considerations suggest that Clark's career trajectory may benefit from conservative treatment approaches during this recovery period. Establishing proper rehabilitation protocols and injury prevention strategies could prove more valuable than rushing back for remaining regular season games. The situation represents a critical juncture for both Clark's individual career and the organization's immediate competitive aspirations.
Combined for 66 points against the Dallas Wings. They combined for 66 points against, or 68 points against the Wings. I can't remember, but it was above 60. I know Caitlin Clark at 35, but I can't remember if Kelsey Mitchell at 31 or 33. And it was silly what these two were doing. And by the way, we saw it against the Dallas Wings this year. We saw Kelsey Mitchell just playing like a wide receiver, just going out there and sprinting.
Decisions made regarding her recovery timeline will significantly impact playoff positioning, fan engagement, and long-term organizational planning moving forward. Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell form the most explosive backcourt combination in professional women's basketball. Their partnership represents unmatched offensive potential when both players operate at peak effectiveness. While family-related controversies surrounding Mitchell have generated criticism from certain fan segments, these external factors remain separate from basketball evaluation criteria. Recent social media discourse incorrectly suggests that Aaliyah Boston adapted to Clark's playing style within weeks.
And no one being able to catch her and her just catching the ball for layups. We saw all of that. We saw that when it came to Kelsey Mitchell. We've seen bits of it this year. The problem is that when Caitlin Clark is not there, Kelsey Mitchell has got to be female Monte Ellis. She's got to be Arike. She's got to be slightly more efficient Arike. And if we're being honest, like, Kelsey Mitchell is a player that if you're running through Kelsey Mitchell,
historical evidence contradicts this timeline, showing the adjustment process extended well into July before meaningful chemistry developed. Similarly, claims that Mitchell and Clark struggled with compatibility ignore substantial second-half evidence from their partnership. Post-Olympic break statistics demonstrate their devastating combination potential. During a 7-game stretch, Clark averaged 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 9 assists while shooting nearly 50-40-90 efficiency splits. Mitchell simultaneously posted 27 points per game with exceptional three-point accuracy, recording 52-47-92 shooting percentages.
Through Kelsey Mitchell, your team's not going to win. If you're running two Kelsey Mitchell, your team's going to be good. She's an off-the-ball specialist at times. She can be incredibly effective. She shoots the ball well. She's clutch. All of these things. Off the ball, Kelsey Mitchell is absolutely fantastic. And all the people like trade machining Kelsey Mitchell, if you're going to trade machine Kelsey Mitchell for next season, at least when
both players established career-high performances during this period. Their combined scoring prowess reached remarkable heights, including a game against Dallas where they totaled over 60 points together. Clark contributed 35 points, while Mitchell added either 31 or 33 points in that explosive offensive display. These performances showcase their complementary skill sets and chemistry development. Current season examples reinforce their partnership effectiveness.
at least when it make it a somewhat even trade machine. So like at least go and make the trade machine like Jackie Young. In my opinion, I would take Jackie Young over Kelsey Mitchell purely because of the size beside Caitlin Clark. I think Kelsey Mitchell's the better scorer. Kelsey Mitchell is the better shooter. But I think in the other aspects of basketball, Jackie Young is better. I think Jackie Young is a better secondary ball handler.
Against Dallas, Mitchell demonstrated off-ball excellence, functioning like a wide receiver running precise routes while defenders struggled to contain her speed and positioning. Clark's playmaking created numerous opportunities for Mitchell to utilize her cutting abilities and catch-and-shoot skills. However, Mitchell's role transforms dramatically without Clark on the court. She must assume primary offensive responsibilities, essentially becoming a volume scorer similar to Monte Ellis but requiring higher efficiency standards. This role shift highlights her limitations as a primary option rather than her strengths as a complementary player.
Is a better secondary ball handler. I think she's a better point guard when Caitlin's off the floor. I think there's a lot of reasons why if they could pull off Jackie Young, you do it. Like that's it. Like for the Fever to trade Kelsey Mitchell, you are, and people are like asking for, trade her for Kate Martin. What? I wouldn't even trade Lexi for Kate Martin. I wouldn't even trade KK for Kate Martin. Like,
Mitchell excels as an off-ball specialist, demonstrating exceptional shooting accuracy, clutch performance, and movement without the basketball. These skills optimize when paired with elite playmakers like Clark. Trade discussions involving Mitchell require realistic value assessments and appropriate return considerations. Potential trade scenarios should target players of comparable value. Jackie Young represents one logical comparison, offering size advantages alongside Clark while providing superior secondary ball handling and point guard capabilities when Clark rests.
For Kate Martin. Like, if we're being honest, if you're going to trade Kelsey Mitchell, and there is a possibility to trade Kelsey Mitchell at that shooting guard position, you're either going and praying the New York Liberty undervalue Leo Phoebish. You're going to Chicago and saying, give us your, because they don't even have the rights to their own 2027 pick. You're saying, give us Ariel Atkins and your 2027 pick, and hoping Jeff Pagliocca is an idiot. Or you're
Young's defensive versatility and playmaking skills could address roster construction needs, though Mitchell maintains advantages in pure scoring and shooting. Unrealistic trade proposals involving players like Kate Martin lack merit given value disparities. Legitimate trade possibilities might include pursuing Leo Phoebish from New York if they undervalue her potential, acquiring Ariel Atkins plus draft compensation from Chicago, or negotiating directly with Las Vegas for Young. Mitchell's expected departure through free agency creates urgency around these discussions. Her value as one of the league's premier shooting guards demands appropriate return compensation in any potential transaction.